Oh my god, that's way hotter than I thought.
Welcome back to HIVEMIND Unlimited.
What's going on, everybody? For HIVEMIND Unlimited, I'm Riley Savage, and you're watching Hot Fuzz, the show with hot dudes and even hotter fuzz.
Wait, what?
Just kidding. You're watching How Did It Age?
Yay!
Our movie series where we watch older movies and reevaluate them with modern context.
Yes.
Today's film was chosen by you, our Patreon and YouTube members, and it is Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, this was truly an inside job because our editor of this strongly suggested we did this one as well through editing to the fans, and then we are watching it all because of that.
Right, yeah, it does feel corrupt in a way.
Uh-huh.
Which I think this movie has something to do with that, but again, I don't know. We'll get into it later. But
this comes from Edgar Wright. It's the second installment into his 3 flavors of Cornetto trilogy.
Oh.
Those are the little cones that they eat.
Yeah.
Constantly. The first one being Shaun of the Dead, which we are fresh off of this one. And then The World's End is the final act of that trilogy. They are not related, but they are self-referential in abundance. This movie, it was a big success, $80 million plus on just a $12 to $16 million budget. It stars a lot of the people from Shaun of the Dead. It has Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. Jim Broadbent is the chief inspector of the small town of Sanford, where Simon Pegg...
No, don't say... Don't get into my plot
My
summary.
bad, dude.
Don't get into my plot summary before I do, okay?
I have lots of fun little Easter egg things that I'm going to sprinkle in throughout this, but let's just explain the plot, and then I'll spatter them about as we go.
Thank you. And it is winter, so I hope you guys don't mind me getting a little summary. All right. Released in 2004, Hot Fuss is the debut studio album from American rock band The Killers. The wildly successful record, selling over 7 million copies worldwide, is known for hits like Mr. Brightside, All These Things That I've Done, and more. One fun fact you might not know is that the band scrapped their entire record after hearing Is This It by The Strokes, saying they were depressed by how perfect it sounded, the only song that survived being Mr. Brightside.
What does this have to do with Hot Fuzz?
Hot Fuzz. Fuzz, you gotta get Z's. You gotta hit those Z's harder. Hit those Z's harder next time for me. Yeah, man.
Oh, shitter.
I'll whip one up.
Okay,
all right.
A Fuzz summary.
Hot Fuzz is a comedy horror propaganda film that follows Nicholas Angel, London's most elite workaholic super cop, as he is relocated to the quiet, crime-free village of Sanford. The lax nature of policing in Sanford is not just a bother to Angel, but an insult to his skills as an officer and his steadfast dedication to the immutable word of the law. As he settles into the lazy country town, a series of freak accident deaths take place. While his fellow officers don't bat an eye, Nicholas notices a pattern and starts connecting the dots between these so-called accidents. These accidents, of course, turn out to be murders, and Sergeant Angel begins to uncover a grand conspiracy that leads him right back to his very own police station.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's British too. I forgot to mention
Constables.
that. Yep.
And I'm constipated.
And I'm from Constantinople. Nice to meet you. My name's Norman Nixon. That's what happens in this movie. I had started this movie, never seen it in full until you guys requested it.
You know, I think... me too.
That's brave of you to admit, as somebody who's talked about seeing this movie many times.
Yeah, and I think I talked about it and I said I didn't like it.
Uh-oh, that's
like
even
in the
worse.
past,
shoot.
People were like, dude, Hot Fuzz is great. And I think in my mind, I was remembering it as more of the American buddy cops of the times.
Right.
And I was like, no, that's stupid. I don't even need to see that. And now I can join this conversation and say it's stupid because I haven't seen it, and that was my opinion.
I did stop watching it back in the day, I remember, because the style of humor I just was not accustomed to, and so I didn't it didn't suck me in. But now that it's a homework assignment, I was able to sink my teeth into it, and having seen Shaun of the Dead definitely helped.
That definitely helped, and honestly, it's good to watch Edgar Wright's movies like homework assignments.
Yeah.
Because it's a joke about a joke every 2 seconds.
Right. Yeah, I'll get into that as we get more into our thoughts. But yeah, it was a fun watch.
It was a great watch. Let's talk about some of the best lines from this joke-packed bonanza.
I do want to say, because we only said it in the pre-credits, Graydon is sick. You're not imagining that.
No.
And I hope you don't think that this is like a permanent, you know what I mean? Like there's some people like, oh, this is just how Graydon is now.
No.
He's got a head full of mucus.
I'm packed. And I can feel the vibration of my own voice.
Yeah.
Like behind my, like here.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Just like, if I feel like if I could talk in falsetto, it'd be better.
Yeah, bring that mic up closer to you, maybe. I
I think I could talk like, yeah, if I do this, it doesn't vibrate the mucus as much and hurt my face.
It's weird.
It
I
is
mean, I
weird,
don't know if
but
people would
is it
enjoy.
okay? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I'll just suffer a little bit.
I do have a bunch of lines for this one. I usually am a little light on the lines. Would you like me to take a few off the board?
Yeah, please go right ahead.
So right at the beginning, I like when he gets to Sanford and the first time he steps in the pub, he's ordering his drink and he starts doing, there's this way that they shoot when he like notices details. He starts seeing, obviously young kids in there drinking. He sees like a kid with braces. And then it's like to the sign that says you must be 18 or older to drink. So he, Nicholas Angel, goes up to the table full of kids and says, "Oi, when's your birthday?" And the first guy says, 22nd of February. He says, "What year?" He goes, "Every year."
Yeah, that's a great.
And he goes, "Get out."
That's a great first joke.
There's a bunch of jokes like after that too, but that one I love. Just like, what year? Every year for your birthday. Yeah.
One kid says like October 1969. And he's like, "You're 57 or something."
37. Yeah. I love when he goes up to the front desk,
Is it the hotel?
the hotel.
Yeah.
And the lady there says fascist, and then he says, "I beg your pardon," and she's doing a crossword puzzle and says systems of government categorized by extreme dictatorship, 7 across. He said, "Oh, I see, it's fascism."
Yeah.
And then she says, "Fascism, wonderful. Now we've put you in the castle suite. Bernard will escort you over there." And he says, "Well, actually, I can probably make my own way up, hag." And then she says, "I beg your pardon?" And then he says, "Evil old woman, considered frightful or ugly, 12 down." And she like thinks about it and goes, "Oh, bless you." I love the crossword puzzle joke. It's been done before, but I did love it in this context. And I knew that was happening when she first said fascism.
Right.
Or fascist, whatever.
Yeah. And there's a callback to that later when he shoots the flowers and he finally gets to actually call her that.
Yep.
And it just goes to show he's so observant, which is like, we get constantly reminded of his like ability to pick up little details throughout this whole one. When he's like getting to know his fellow officers, they all go to the pub and they're sitting there and someone says, "Yeah, because we all sell apples around here."
Because it's like a farm town.
It's a farm town. And then it's one of the Andys, it's one of the detectives. And someone goes, "Well, your dad sells apples." And he's like,
He goes, "And raspberries." Yeah.
That is so good.
That is really good.
When we first meet Skinner, too, played by Timothy Dalton, who was a James Bond in 2 James Bond movies, which is great.
Yeah. It didn't get the third one because of some lawsuit between all of the studios. He was signed on to be the Bond for 3 movies, and apparently he's considered among many to be the best and most underrated James Bond of all time.
Yeah, I believe it. He runs up to Angel as he's on his jog, and he goes, "I'm a slasher, slasher of prices." He says like a few more. Every line he has is basically him saying that he's a killer. But then when he runs away from that little interaction, he goes, "Because my discounts are criminal." And he puts on his shades and escapes.
In that too, I love that he says, I'm the operator of the supermarché.
Yeah, supermarché.
Supermarché. And then he says, "My prices are criminal," or "My discounts are criminal," or whatever. And he says, "Catch me later." Yeah. Which is the classic, it's like, that's the one, I'll just get into it now. Something I liked as charming in Shaun of the Dead that I still like but gets a little bit grating.
Yes.
Is every line is a premonition.
Yeah.
And like American comedies don't do this.
No.
They don't have this many Easter eggs that are meant to tell you the plot ahead of time, where if you're really paying attention, you can understand what happens later in the movie.
Yeah.
And the attention to detail is very impressive, but it grows tiring on my American attention span and brain because I just want the jokes to be funny sometimes. And I feel like so much of the movie is explained to me that I did actually get a little bit bored in the second half. Yeah. Because you already know what's going to happen.
Yes. And I also think this trilogy is like all about these genre films. I tend to like horror zombie style movies more than like a gratuitous action movie. Yeah. And I would probably enjoy The World's End maybe even a little more than this one because of the homage to sci-fi and stuff. Yeah. Like these are all just like little tips of the cap and just in shots, like non-speaking stuff. And the whole back half is like Tony Scott porn. And Mission Impossible stuff. And I'm just like, okay, those aren't my favorite types of movies. So a movie that just goes out of its way to continuously honor those. I like kind of expected that going in, but I felt the same way in the second half.
And I'll admit something. I didn't catch a single reference that wasn't directly pointed out in the movie, like Bad Boys or Point Break. Yeah. Those are the only 2 that I like knew because they're actually shown in the movie. Yeah. other than that, I understand the genre, but I'm not like, there was nothing for me in like, oh, this is from this movie or they're trying to do with this thing. Like I don't watch action movies like that, so I didn't catch any of that. It was still fun to watch, but I agree with you that Shaun of the Dead maybe hits a little harder because I've probably seen more horror movies than I have seen buddy cop
or
films.
at least like are familiar with the tropes of those styles of movies. And I feel like those are just funnier in general.
Yeah.
Like horror stuff. Like
this also still does that. Like the villain is like wearing a Reaper thing. Right. It's like
that's true.
It's like a Grim Reaper like standing and, haunting every corner or whatever.
When they're at the pub still with all the cops, it says, this is in the city. Everybody and their mom's packing out here. And he's like who? It's like farmers.
Who else?
And their moms.
Farmers' moms.
And then you get a great callback later at the end when he has to fight a farmer, and as he's about to punch the farmer, he goes, "Mom!" And it's an old lady with a double-barrel shotgun that Simon Pegg gets to kick in the face.
Yeah, because she misses on the first one and is reloading, and he's running over and kicks her. Then her face is all busted.
That is great.
I do love when Nicholas Angel gets to the town, he realizes that the police service, as he likes to call them, is not paying attention to anything. They're not really interested or passionate about stopping crime. They don't even have good attention to detail.
Yeah.
And so he's sitting in the car with Danny. He's like, there's stuff going on everywhere. Like, you got to pay attention. He's like, all right, what about this guy? Ask yourself, why has he got his hat pulled down like that? And he goes, he's fuck ugly. And he goes, or he doesn't want you to see his face. He's like, because he's fuck ugly. I love that. That's funny to me. I was like, in my mind, I was also like, oh, it's funny we said fugly.
Yeah.
Saying fuck ugly is really
great.
funny to me.
And then I love when they finally catch him after a huge chasing that we'll talk about in scenes. Nicholas Frost walks up and like recognizes him. He's like, oh, you two know each other? And he's like, oh yeah, it's so-and-so's boy from over there. He goes, why didn't you say something earlier? He goes, because he was covering his face.
Yeah.
Like, what do you pointed it out.
Yeah. I love also when Nicholas is giving the talk to all the school children, and he's like, any questions? And it pans all the way across all kids. And it gets over to Danny, who's already like just berated Nicholas with stupid questions from cop movies. He goes, is it true that there's a point on a man's head where if you shoot it, it will blow up? And he goes like this. Yeah. And the question doesn't get answered. It's just so funny. His childlike wonderment about being a cop comes exclusively from watching movies.
I love him. Tim Messenger.
Tim Messenger being the name is so funny.
The name of this newspaper guy. He goes to take the picture. He goes, put the teacher in handcuffs. And he's like, I don't think that's appropriate. He goes, put your hat on the kid. And he's like, nah, I'm good.
He takes his job so seriously, and this town is like, could not take it less seriously.
He takes it seriously, but he's like, the town hates him because he's like tabloid-like. Like he's like trying to like stage.
Oh, you mean Tim Messenger?
Yes.
Yes. I thought you meant, I meant Nicholas Angel takes his job so seriously that the town is a full, like, it's a carnival.
Yes.
This is towards the end of the movie, but it is very funny to me when they pull off the callback of the ketchup prank.
Yes.
Where he like stabs himself with the knife in the eye, and he's got the ketchup packet, and he scares Nicholas at the beginning. Danny does that. Then they bring it back and they use it to kind of deceive that Danny has actually stabbed Nicholas when he hasn't. He's like, Danny, this is murder. Nicholas says that about the rest of the stuff, and he goes, it's not murder, it's ketchup. And then he's like, it's Frank. He's appointed himself judge, jury, and executioner. And he goes, he's not Judge Judy and executioner. Judge Judy.
That's good.
It almost feels, and it's so convincing that it almost feels like a flubbed line that they kept.
Right.
Like he doesn't catch himself laughing at it or anything. He goes, Judge Judy or executioner.
Danny has some sneaky good. I like this style of Nick Frost. Like this doofus. I love as they leave the play and the theater and the whole, when he pulls over the guy who ends up playing Romeo, and everybody that's in or a part of the theater production is so funny.
Yeah.
From the moment they like pull him over and he's defending himself, and the lady's weird laugh, and Danny said he always had a thing for her growing up and she might be into older guys. And then he's like, oh yeah, that's right. Someone did say she got fingered up her dung hole, which is just, and then he like, the callback to that later is the which is just disgusting.
Yeah.
But when they leave the theater, he tells him, he's like, yep, drive safe. And Danny's like, oh, I'm laughing. He's like, you realize that's the guy we pulled over for speeding earlier. And Angel's like, Yep. Like he just kind of lets him have that enjoyment. Of
Yeah.
it.
I love that he loves Danny, and it so doesn't make sense for his character to love Danny. He hates every other like dumbass cop he has to work with, but Danny, he just like absolutely befriends and takes his like under his wing, you know?
Yeah, and he does show there's so many cool moments in this where you see Danny learning the lessons along the way.
Right.
Like I like when they first have a drink together, Angel asks about Danny's mom, how'd she die? And he says, traffic collision. Like he's learned that that's the proper terminology.
Right.
It also insinuates that it wasn't just like an accident.
Yeah.
Which we learn later, yada, yada. But
it's
cool that he like picks up along the way all these little things and he becomes useful at the end.
He respects Nicholas, so he's willing to learn while all the other guys are like, this guy, come on, like what's he doing?
God, all the other cop characters are so good.
Yeah. I do love the whole piss taker gag where he's like P.I. Staker.
Yeah.
And then it just, I mean, it's another gag that's been done before, but I like that he ends up then questioning him in real life, and his real last name is Staker. It really is Piss Taker. And then he's like describing the swan, and it's so funny. He's like long neck,
long slender neck,
long slender neck, orange and black beak,
2 foot tall.
Yeah. he's like it's a swan. Like
he gives up.
Yeah,
that's Stephen Merchant too. That's a good cameo.
Yeah,
and I like how that is still a priority of his, the swan, up until the very end when he like finally gets it in the car. Like he never gives up on the swan.
Yeah.
Sanford's most wanted. The guy shows him on the camera.
Yeah. I do love when Frank says to him, he's like, I suppose you're wondering why we call them the Andes. And then he's like, they're both called Andrew. And he goes, they said you were good. And he's like, Danny goes, also because talking to them is an uphill struggle, isn't it, Dad? And his dad just hits him with a trash can. That part killed me.
He goes, oh!
He goes, fuck off. And then he pays the swear jar.
Yeah.
And he goes, thank you, Danny. But it's just so funny he gets hit in the head with a trash can. It kills me.
Olivia Colman's character in this, Academy Award winner Olivia Colman's character in this is just the horniest, like slutty small town cop of all time. When she introduces herself, she goes, I can show you around. I've been around the station a few times. Every single line of hers is just a euphemism.
And then she has the big fake boobs when she comes out later.
That's the part that just was so over the top.
It doesn't even like matter. She's just bringing out the birthday cake.
She just has big fake boobs on.
Yeah.
I love they're investigating the rich guy's death or the house explosion, the accident at this point. And they're like, just forgot to turn off the stove. He was trying to like make a little midnight snack. And Olivia Colman goes, quite like a midnight gobble myself. And then the one cop who can't say, like he speaks like Boomhauer the whole time.
Yeah.
One of the only discernible lines, he's next to her and he goes, Cox.
Yeah.
Cox.
Cox. Then he does it again.
Yeah.
Later, like when they're like wrapping up, like they're like at one of the other crime scenes. I think he does the same thing. Like somebody else says something and he just goes, Cox.
Yeah.
It's just like the only line he actually says. Just my type of humor, but I love when Nicholas Angel wakes up in the middle of the night, answers the phone about the suspicious deaths, and he goes, decaffeinated? And then it cuts to 2 decapitated heads.
Yeah.
I love that. That's just a funny little wordplay thing. One other line that I love is outside of that same crime scene you were talking about with the oven and all that stuff. He says, lived his whole life by the refrigerator just to die by the oven.
Yes, I like that one too.
It's just a funny line.
Because we found out that he was a fridge man. When you're sitting in Skinner's office earlier, he like pulls in an illegal parking spot.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's whatever, made his money in refrigeration.
Yeah.
Just stupid. I also love when they like take him home the first time, like when he's just drunk and Simon Pegg says, doesn't quite match the town's rustic aesthetic. Simon Pegg's line there is referenced later, which I love.
Yeah. I love when Tim Messenger is like doing press like at the crime scene and he goes up to Nicholas Angel and goes, what's your perfect Sunday? and then he goes, I'll take this. And goes over and he starts explaining. He's like, my perfect Sunday.
Yeah.
It's so funny because you get to see kind of like the just like softball kind of tabloid news thing that they're talking about as not hard-hitting journalism and how unserious this entire town is. But it's just so funny that at a crime scene, that's the question they're asking.
And before Tim Messenger can even say anything, he's like, Mr. Messenger, a statement will be made once all evidence is gathered and we're done here at the scene. And he's like, oh, what's your perfect Sunday? Like
Yeah.
he wasn't even going to ask him anything important anyway. I have one last line from when the neighborhood watch is explaining to Angel like why everything has happened. They go, before you could even say gypsy scum, we were knee deep in dog muck and crusty jugglers. And then everyone repeats, crusty jugglers.
Yeah, that's a quote, by the way.
Yeah, it was in the,
He just said
movie.
he just said something that you shouldn't say.
You shouldn't say it.
You shouldn't say that.
But they're British and they say a bunch of shit you shouldn't say.
Yeah,
so should I do it in a British accent?
Yeah, why not? But maybe like a high pitch, like a Liverpool thing, maybe like a.
Before you could see gypsy scum, we would knee deep in dog muck and crusty jugglers.
That's borderline Irish. I mean, I don't even.
It was borderline because
right.
they're close.
They are very close. Yeah, there is a borderline. So, yeah, that's after they're repeating a bunch of shit. Where
Yeah.
They just keep saying like whatever. They keep repeating. I forget what it even is now. But then that
The greater
crusty.
good.
Oh yeah, the greater good. They keep saying that, and then they say crusty jugglers, which is funny.
Great. And it just like adds to this town's like weird hate for performers of any kind. Like the hate for the statue man is like a Tim Robinson joke or something. Like,
Yeah.
The idea that a town would hate a human statue so
A
much.
moving statue.
Yeah, that
they keep
would wanna
saying like
kill
the
him.
moving statue is very annoying.
Yeah.
Like they don't like that.
They hand him like a stack of papers. Like we have to put him to a stop.
Yeah, they like their hate for like modern art or whatever it is. They're
Yeah.
like they worship Shakespeare,
Right.
And everything else is like an insult to Shakespeare,
Yeah.
and so that's why they hate like the guy that's in the play. And they're like, we had two better actors
Yeah.
on deck, like in the wings, you know?
Yeah, that's another great line where he says, well, they murdered Bill Shakespeare.
Right.
And Angel being such a cop and maybe not registering with him that he's talking about William Shakespeare, at first he goes like, what? Oh, and you see him get like the whole thing is so good.
Yeah. I love also at the end of the movie when Doris knocks down the female shop assistant with the slippery floor sign. And then they go, nice one, Doris. And she goes, nothing like a bit of girl on girl.
Yeah, and she is like so pleased with herself at that point
Yeah.
too, which is awesome.
That's funny. And then what's your perfect Sunday?
Probably a bit of roast, mashy peas, the old footy on.
I'm an ice cream Sunday.
Oh, beans.
Yeah, same.
I want
Yeah.
beans on it.
Yeah, I'm from the United Kingdom, so that's same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beans and mashy peas.
Yeah, and
A rasher.
Beatles.
Yeah, Beatles on.
The
The
Beatles.
White Album or something like
In it.
something. Yeah. Something like Six
No,
Spring Clothes.
I was just saying in it. All right, we'll do scenes. Now, which scenes did you like?
Well, I mean, I think inside of every scene in this, there's something fun and hidden. Before I even started it, trying to think of Simon Pegg, having just watched Shaun of the Dead, be like a serious cop.
Right.
I was like, how are we going to get this across? That opening training montage is great. He masters all of his skills. I love when he holds his badge up. The photo in his badge is him 2 seconds before he holds the badge up. It's
Yeah.
like him walking up and then he holds it up. It's like, that is just so stupid and funny. When it's showing his awards on the wall, it's from Operation Showdown, Operation The Blowback, Operation Smoke Down. It's like all these dumb generic names.
Like movie names. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I think it does set it up really well,
It does.
especially because there's, I assume, a lot of stunt work in this
Yeah.
movie. There's tons of like flipping and
Yeah.
running and sliding over things, like stuff that really make it feel like a cop action movie. I agree. Like, I did think I was like, I'm going to struggle to see
Yeah.
Simon Pegg in this light and be like,
Yeah.
that's convincing, but it is eventually.
Within 5 minutes, I was like, oh, this guy's serious about
At
the
least
job.
to be a British cop, I
Yeah.
think, like in my mind, I'm like, an English cop can't be that scary.
No. And I love, he's getting transferred because he's too good. And
Right. It
making-
makes everybody else look bad.
That is a great scene with the inspectors.
Oh, yeah.
How each of them enter and each of them is like a more famous evil British guy.
Yeah.
And the chief inspector being Bill Nighy from Shaun of the Dead.
Yep.
The stepfather. That's you want him to come all the way down here.
And it's
Can you-
instant.
He's
Yeah.
like, can you get in here? He's right there. I love the transition of Angel being like, well, we'll see what the team thinks about this. Turns and they already have his going away party and like the one like popper.
It's like a stock photo.
Yeah,
When he's like
it's
walking
so
up to that,
great.
they're so still and just smiling and like perfectly symmetrical. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
I do love, I'm jumping around, but
That's
I do love the swear jar as a pacing device.
Yeah.
It really helps make some of those faster dialogue scenes a little bit more digestible for me is like it just has the little pit stop at like somebody curses and then it goes into the jar and then whoever did it thanks the person who put the coins in there. It's great. Just
when
to be
he's
like, thanks, Danny.
When he's flipping out at the end.
Yeah.
I'm losing my Thanks.
Yeah. Losing my fucking mind. Thanks, Danny. And then like into the next thing.
Yeah.
It is great to kind of like pump the brakes a little bit. I do love that.
There's a great homage to Shaun of the Dead when they are chasing the shoplifting kid. He's like, we'll go through the gardens. And Danny's like, what? And he like, literally, it's almost like Simon Pegg turns the camera and winks and is like, you never taken a shortcut, Danny? And then the famous scene in Shaun of the Dead where the fence falls on Simon Pegg, he launches over 5 of them and then a trampoline flip at the end.
I love it. Yeah, he does like, he goes to the right, then to the left with his legs, and then to the right, and then does a trampoline flip in the last one.
The physical acting of Nick Frost's first trip through the wall is so funny because like I know it's coming. I'm like, well, he's going to fall through the fence. But the way he like almost convinces you that he could get off the ground, it's like a stutter, tremble, and then the trip and then the face first through. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, he's amazing. Like I said, there's a lot of like cheeky homages to like tropes and stuff for action movies. The initial traveling scene, which we've seen so many times, you know, like hand far out, car on bridge, and then you get the couple road signs, like him going out to the country. But I thought this one was done so well. It's all those Edgar Wright, like really hard match cuts, but it's with Simon Pegg and his plant. I love the one where he's like falls asleep at the train station and then the loud train like wakes him up, which like cuts to another one. And then finally it like gets dark and you see the signs for Sanford coming up, which just like good directing. And he does so many like badass shots like that throughout this that just have no real purpose. I love when the rich guy gets bonked on the head and it times up with Angel sitting on Danny's couch.
Yeah, because that's a real Shaun of the Dead thing too, because there's a lot of like those movements of like someone's head doing this and then someone sitting down on the couch in the flat.
Really good. Just because I was thinking about it, when he's in Danny's house, he has that full cabinet or closet rather of like movies. Yeah. That's Edgar Wright's brother's actual movie collection.
That's sweet.
Which is cool. And also his brother is the one who drew the stop motion thing that's in Danny's notebook.
He's like, oh, you got to see the other side. That was really fun.
Lets you know that it's sex. Yeah. It's gotta be.
Well, I didn't see it that way.
No. I guess Danny's like so immature, I feel like he doesn't even really think like that.
Right, because I mean, I did flip books as a kid and I would use one whole side and then I would just use the other side to make another animation. Sure. Because that's how you'd always do it. So like I did a lot of like, which is weird because I never watched soccer. I did a lot of soccer ones. I would just have like a little stick figure kicking the ball and use like a Post-it note as like the sides of it as the wall to like have him kicking the soccer ball around. So then he would like catch it and like, you know, juggle a little bit and then kick it off the wall and like head it back up towards the corner, like shit like that. And then the other side, I would do like a shark smiling and its teeth would get bigger and bigger and bigger, like shit like that.
That's fucking lame, dude.
No, it's not. It's cute little kid shit.
Oh, sorry.
I was a cute kid one day, that's back in the day. I was a cute little kid who liked to draw little fun cartoon animations. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay, my bad.
I could have been up to no good.
Yeah.
I could have been smoking cigarettes in the skate park.
That would have been badass, though.
Yeah, and like kicking kids in the shin. Yeah. And smashing their head with a bottle of soda, like a glass bottle of soda over their head and fucking them up. I could have been doing all sorts of shit like that, but instead I was drawing a little stick figure play soccer. Okay. Or sorry, footy. Or football. Football. Is a bit of a footballer myself. Sorry. I'm not gonna do the accents anymore. Is the NWA thing a joke?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
That's the joke. Is like NWA fuck the police. Okay, that's what I thought. But I mean, it's like because it's the Neighborhood Watch Association. Is that right? And they keep just referencing it as the NWA.
They are so cool. Like I mean, first time he even like meets them when they're all together, it's so everything's just so apparent in this movie. It's like, oh, this is a cult. Yeah. And then when he sees them later, they're at the church with no one watching or anything. They just get away with everything in this little town. It's so good, and they're so. The reference that I love, the lady that like starts it when I guess you could believe that they're not a cult in the beginning. She's like, oh, it's like town gossip. She's like, oh, Margaret just had twins. And everybody's like, yay. Yeah. When they're in the full on cult. cult setting later.
Yeah, in the robes.
Yeah, she says they like decided on the twins' names.
It's like Martin and Roger or
they're
something.
still doing like little town gossip, but in the most like insidious looking scene ever.
I do love that when it's like, all right, let's knock off the small talk. Let's like make some announcements for the town before we talk about who we're gonna kill next.
Yeah, that's great.
With that cult scene in the end, I will say one thing that I think we may have missed being in the streaming era is I can check how long is like left in the movie. So when Simon Pegg's character starts pointing it out to the guy from the supermarket, Skinner, like he starts telling it like this, and he starts clapping and he's like, does the slow clap. He's like, what a, piece of entertainment you've put together or this or whatever. You get the idea, like, because there's a lot of movie left that he hasn't fully figured it out, that there's going to be another reveal. And I knew that it was like multiple people involved in it. But at the same time, I was like, I knew that it would be revealed to be different. And I love the change that they do make. I guess the surprise that they chose is just the motive. Yeah. Like it's all of these people working together, but the motive is so stupid that it actually earned like a lot of laughs from me where I was like, they're just talking about how like everyone's kind of annoying and they're like, they don't like the guy's house because it doesn't fit the rustic aesthetic of the neighborhood and like of the village. And then like, everything is not like, oh, we're trying to steal this expensive land. Right. It's like, we don't like this. And like, or they love the one lady so much.
No one else can have her.
Her green thumb can't go to another city. Like shit like that is so
They didn't
stupid.
kill Tim Messenger for telling her that the land was more popular. They just hated that he misspelled everything.
Yeah.
And then the callback, the pub owners is like, he wrote us down as 55 and really I'm 53. And he's like, she's 53,
Yeah, they punish him for like writing they didn't like. Yes. Like being a tabloid news guy. That was very funny to me.
Yeah, it's a great payoff.
To have like a cult be sitting there complaining about like small gripes is very, very funny.
Speaking of Tim Messenger, I love the whole like church fundraiser scene is really good. Like just like aesthetic wise, he shoots 5 people and wins the big monkey. And then when Messenger dies, he goes up to him and he says, I got important information for you. Churchyard, 3:00. They're standing in the churchyard and it's like 2 minutes until 3:00. Yeah. The second he gets on stage, he looks at the clock and it's like right there. And Messenger's like nervous over 50 feet from him. The whole spinning of the raffle is like good tension. You get the robed man going up to the roof.
Yeah, they call his name first, Skinner. Yeah. They say he's in the loo.
Yep.
And then the next one they call is Tim Messenger, and he's in the churchyard, so he can't hear it. And then he gets smashed with the part of the building.
Right as he gets smashed, and he's talking to the chief inspector, he's like, so you're saying this is a murder? One agent just is dressed or has the Spider-Man face paint on.
Yeah.
He appears like right away. It's so stupid, but that got a huge laugh out of me. So everyone's like so childlike in this whole town. And the second they have the opportunity to like drink lemonade and get their face painted, everyone's all in on it.
It's also that like the other dude's face has been turned into blood.
Right.
And this guy shows up with a red face and has nothing to do with it.
Good.
Is funny.
The callback to the initial inspector says when he gets in his office, very first, like when he gets to Sanford, he says, oh, my apologies. I'm a bit of an old West nut. Which is like nothing to apologize for when there's just a picture of you in a cowboy hat.
Right.
So, my apologies. I'm a bit of an old West nut. And then the second they're at that little day fair, the father and son are like all done up in their little bandanas, which is great. And the father at the end has 2 cowboy guns in the final showdown, which is awesome.
I will say, like Shaun of the Dead, there are maybe a few too many like pump fake endings like this. It always feels like it's ending and then it just keeps doing like another big action scene. But I did really like when it's like fitting that 2 real accidents happen in lieu of Angel killing people.
Yeah.
Like the Skinner dude trips on an actual thing and then the thing goes through his chin, through his mouth. I love when he goes, ow, this really hurts.
Yeah. That's what, like that little kid is like referenced earlier. His name's like so stupid. It's like Aaron.
It's Aaron. No, it's a name they made up earlier where they're like talking about going alphabetically. They're like, we'll start with Aaron A. Aarons.
Yeah.
And then it's Aaron Aarons is the kid. That's so a very funny joke. But then the dad or whatever, he's like in the car and then the swan's back there and he just crashes into a tree. And so it is like fitting that all of these things that have been made to look like accidents, Then there are 2 actual accidents that he didn't even have to like apprehend a criminal.
Yeah, and the bomb. It's like the final one too.
Right. The bomb comes with the landmine.
Yeah.
Because the landmine, they're also just kicking the shit out of it. I think that's so funny. Like that whole scene, they're just like, oh, nope. It doesn't. They hear the ticking and they're like, no. They're like, something's wrong with it, or like it must have been deactivated, and they just keep kicking it. And then the end, that one little like peg of it
has to go
clicks in, and then it explodes.
And that's a great, like, another action movie thing there. The whole building is fully destroyed, and it's just, Daddy!
Yeah,
like
everybody's fine. And then they cover the part of the gravestone.
Yeah.
When they, like, you know, a year later, and it's Nicholas bringing flowers to that grave, and you think it's gonna be for Danny, but then it's and you know it's not gonna be. It's Danny's mom, and then he's there and he's fine, and
These are lovely.
Yeah. Also, one thing that I just noticed, small detail, but so funny to me, is when they're resolving the final crime scene, and it's just like panning across it where like there's, you know, ambulances and all that stuff there. The 2 Andys are talking to each other, and the one Andy is just going,
yeah.
He's going,
dude, they are like sleepers, such good characters.
Yeah. He's just like pantomiming doggy style sex to his buddy.
when Angel goes to load up all the guns, there's like a 3-frame scene. He closes his locker, and it's like the Andys, and it's like all the cops, and Olivia Colman is like bouncing, and you know she's talking about sex because of the whole movie is just her. But it's like it does the weapon montage, which is great. Action movie shit. He loads so much up that he looks ridiculous. He just closes the locker, and Olivia Colman's like, so good.
Yeah, it's funny.
And then he leaves again, and no one cares that he's leaving with 500 guns on him.
Yeah, and then he hands the kids the spray paint.
Yeah,
and then he's like, "You want to do something useful?" And they're like, "Yeah," and they're dressed like Harry Potter.
Yeah, which is good.
And then they spray paint all the security cameras.
When he leaves, the other cop who works the front desk is like, "I didn't know we had a mounted division," because he leaves on a horse.
Right.
He says his line from earlier. He's like, "No one tells me anything around here." Yeah. I just love the little like flustered front desk cop. Yeah, it's awesome.
I have Timothy Dalton.
That's what I put too. And he's like not even top 5 build in this.
Oh no, but he's Skinner, but he's so good at it.
It's so good.
Yeah. He's a real like actor's actor. You can tell he's a man of the stage. You know, and I didn't know he was James Bond either. I like went to look him up because I was gonna pick him. And then I was like, oh shit, this guy was James Bond.
Which is awesome.
And it's cool that he got a former James Bond to be in his movie.
Totally. Yeah, there's other fun James Bond's facts too. Yeah, I put Timothy Dalton. I really, like, by the end, I really appreciated Nick Frost's performance too, because I did think it was, you know, different than Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead, he's just like chooses to be lazy guy. And this, he's like literally just like doofus little boy. Like, I don't know, the character's different, and I liked it and thought it was even funnier than Shaun of the Dead. Singularly him. I think Dalton gets it though. He's the creepiest and he's going for it the hardest.
Yeah. I said you couldn't really do a cop story without some more potent message behind policing. Not saying that that's like you know, for me, I'm not saying like you'd have to make a statement for me to like it. I'm saying like I feel like there would be a lot of pressure from current Hollywood, because it feels like that has changed a lot from even 10 years ago. Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, very funny show about cops, doesn't make cops seem like pieces of shit. Might make them seem like idiots or whatever, but it doesn't make them seem like they're like evil or anything. And I feel like there's a lot of, you can't even like really do that now in American, you know, TV and movies.
Yeah, I thought if you were to do this today, it would have to be like a detective buddy thing. Yeah. Because for some reason, detectives don't get wrapped up in anything bad with the cop. Like, we still make a detective show every year. Right. And if it was like, you know, a hardcore guy who had cracked famous murder cases in big town, gets sent to little town, and, you know, he has to actually investigate and follow the paths. Basically, if it was from the Andes perspective.
Right. I mean, detectives, like, also, they often in those shows and movies, like, the local police are like, they hate them. Yeah, they're like working against them. They're like, these guys are idiots. Like, these guys are fucking jocks to me. And I'm like actually trying to solve this. I'm not trying to like cause trouble to the rest of the town, you know, whatever. But, you know, I jokingly called it a propaganda movie, but it's not. It's just not like making the same type of statement that it feels like you're required to make nowadays. Right. Everything about cops is divisive in American culture right now. Yeah.
I know they're working on something right now, so it'll have to wait a little bit. But I chose Daniel Radcliffe and Tracy Morgan.
Right.
But Tracy Morgan's the smart one, and Daniel Radcliffe is Danny, essentially.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Tracy Morgan kind of...
I kind of assumed that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan kind of comes in with like a training day style. He's like a bad boy Denzel style cop.
Oh, okay.
He likes doing the drugs
Oh,
in the evidence locker, but he's still solving the big cases.
right.
But
The
it
evidence locker is empty in this movie, though.
This is the new
it's
one.
a different movie.
Different movie.
Okay,
This
totally
is
different.
Bad boy Tracy Morgan cop, and Daniel Radcliffe is like a pussy, immature son
Okay.
of the inspector.
Sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Thank you.
I'd watch it.
Mm-hmm.
They're working on Reggie something. What's the name of the show?
Right on.
Tracy Morgan, the something Reggie. I
Yeah.
believe. I don't know. I saw a Super Bowl commercial for it. My recast is SpongeBob as Nicholas Angel, Patrick as Danny, Mr. Krabs as the police chief, Plankton as Skinner, and Gary as the Swan.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of upset with myself for not picking it for Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, they got a real SpongeBob and Patrick thing.
They really
going on.
do, yeah.
You know what I mean? Nick Frost is often the Patrick to Simon Pegg's SpongeBob.
Nice one, dude.
Boom.
And in that one, Sandy can be a horny squirrel.
Yeah, it could be Olivia Colman.
Yeah.
Olivia Colman, the horny squirrel. I didn't write anything down.
That's
but
fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna do soundtrack / score.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you got to differentiate. Soundtrack's great. They do another Dire Straits reference, which is self-referential to the Shaun of the Dead record scene. You can tell that them as a group of friends love the same kind of music. I really like the needle drop of Village Green by the Kinks when he first gets to the church for that roof fundraiser. It's like, out in the country. It's like, I haven't seen the steeple of it. It's so spot on, like imagery-wise.
Yeah.
That it was like too good to ignore. And then the guy who did the score is David Arnold, who did all James Bond movies from 1997 to 2008.
Oh, cool.
So we had the same guy who did James Bond score with an old James Bond in there. Like, it's cool. And there's just so many like action director cameos. Peter Jackson, who did Lord of the Rings, is the fucking Santa Claus who cuts his finger off in the beginning.
Oh, the Father Christmas.
Yeah, Father Christmas.
That's
Peter Jackson.
That's awesome.
And then I forget the guy's name, but the guy who did like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that director's in there. There's a bunch of these guys in there. It's British guys fucking with each other. They hang out a little more.
Yeah, they're all clicked up. Unlike our Hollywood, where none of them have ever met each other.
No, and they don't fucking do anything.
Yeah, that was the soundtrack. The score is 9-7. So. Would you recommend this movie to somebody that has not seen it, Graydon?
I definitely would, and I'm glad I have waited 30 some years to now see it, but I'm glad someone recommended it to me.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a fun watch. It might be a tad long, I would say.
Yeah,
it's
2 hours is too long.
It's a tad too long for what it is, maybe. And again, this is like a dumb American perspective on it. So I understand if you're from across the pond and you're like, you're an idiot. It's just like, you don't have the taste buds for it yet. I do like it. I did find it to be a little bit too long.
Yeah.
And it honestly is mostly the action sequences at the end that I just am like not bought in on.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, just tell me what happens. Like, you know?
Shooter already.
Yeah,
I get it. You're missing and you're really...
Right.
Like, when they're in the pub and they hide behind the table and then they blast and then they go back down and then they blast. It's
Yeah.
like 6 times of that. I'm like, okay.
Well, that is also a reference, though, to all the questions that Danny asks at the beginning. Like, have you ever jumped through the air and shot 2
Right.
guns? And then he's like,
Yeah.
have you ever jumped through the air and shot 1 gun? And then the high-speed chase. Have you
Yeah.
ever shot somebody on a high-speed chase? So they have to,
It's great.
they have to check off the boxes. But
tedious.
it's not exactly how we do comedy over here.
Yeah, no.
We don't have like a checklist to hit. But I do like it a lot, and
Yeah.
you should watch it if you haven't seen it. My letterboxd review only works said aloud, so I probably won't post this one. I was teetering between 3.5 and 4 stars on this one. I think
too.
I'm gonna give it 4 stars, but maybe like a slight bit less than Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
Like I like Shaun of the Dead more.
Yeah, it's a light 4.
It's a light 4 for me,
Okay.
and my review is knock knock. It's the cops. If they B12, I won't invite them in.
Yeah, it's good.
B12's a vitamin.
Yep.
All right, what's yours?
I gave it 3.5 stars, and I said it's the best movie about British cops, which isn't a pun. There's nothing there.
There's nothing to look into.
No.
It's just that's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. And you said 3.5 stars.
3.5. Yeah,
3.5 stars. Okay. Now, if I were a viewer of this show, of How Did It Age, and say I wanted to know what movie we were going to be talking about,
Oh yeah.
like a week before
Sure.
so I could watch the movie.
Yeah.
And then when I watch these episodes, I would like understand what we were talking about. What would I do?
They would probably want to join the Patreon or YouTube membership over on the main channel.
Patreon, like the HIVEMIND Patreon.
HIVEMIND Patreon.
And then the main channel being HIVEMIND on YouTube.
Yep.
You would join, like click the
I
join
would
button to
join
become
that.
a member.
Yeah.
Pay like $5 a
Like
month.
$5 or something.
Yeah.
You kind of get to decide once you're on that inside.
Right. Okay. So
we're gonna post like a form.
So if if I wanted to like
Have
suggest
say.
a movie
Yeah.
and say like, oh, I would love it if they talked about this movie.
You could post it in a form that we post on the Patreon.
And that would be like, if you're watching this the day it came out, it'd be like the next day.
Probably.
Or something.
Yeah. Next day or two.
Next day. Okay. So then you would just go in there, you type in, this is the movie I want to see.
Yeah.
And whatever,
Boom.
you'd follow the instructions, and then boom, and then you'd find out 6 days later-ish about what movie we're gonna watch. Yeah. I like that as a system.
Me
I
too.
feel like
It's like really good.
I feel like it's cool.
I feel like not a lot of people are doing that.
Right. If I wanted to see what movies you've been watching recently and maybe short blurbs on and scores for those movies, where would I find that?
You would follow me personally?
Yeah, you.
You would follow me on Letterboxd at Huge Film Guy.
And Letterboxd, that's
an app about movies.
LETTERBOXD.
Yeah, BOXD.
Letterboxd. And if I had an account on there, it'd probably just be HIVEMIND Riley.
Yeah, whatever.
Probably.
No one would probably follow you anyway.
Right. I think that about covers it.
Yeah, that about does it, man.
Yeah.
That was Hot Fuzz.
The 2007 movie directed by Edgar Wright, if we didn't say that at the beginning. Thanks for suggesting it. We had a great time watching it, great time talking about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and let us know what movie you want us to talk about next on the channel tomorrow when you see that form on the Patreon or YouTube member community tab. We've been HIVEMIND Unlimited, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
I had to do a British accent for my mom's event. It was tough
Why did you have to do that?
because apparently the guy from Dancing with the Stars announces who's dancing and what they're dancing in, like he's British. And so my mom asked me to do that. So I didn't like interview people in a British accent, but like I'd be like, dancing an American freestyle medley. Please welcome Todd and Aaron. And I did like that, which is fine, but like I lost it towards the end. I was just like trying, and my dad called me out on it.
I lost the accent there a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He was like, yeah, you had it for the first three, and then the last three, which is a spot on accent or the impression of my dad.
Yeah, that is spot on.
That's why he's laughing. It's because that sounds exactly like my dad. One of the guys who works at the school, he came up to me and was like, God, it is weird. You look exactly like your mom and sound exactly like your dad. He was like, he's like, it's freaky. And I do look much more like my mom than my dad.
Yeah, you're beautiful and your dad's hideous.
Thank you. God, I've been waiting to hear that. And my dad's funny, so I'll take it.